Hi, it's here again, Dumas, and I'm the queen of African culture. Guys, when I say culture, I mean for real. So today I am live with Mathias Ezeaku, the founder of Omenala Eziokeu. Wow. So, thank you so much for welcoming me today. I'm happy to be sitting here with you one-on-one today. So I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. So today we'll be finding out from him how the story started. The story of Mathias Ezeaku. That whenever you mention the name, there must be something that someone will tell you about him. Yes. So today we'll be finding out how this journey started and where the journey is leading to. We'll be finding this and more about our culture. We will talk about going back to our roots. We will talk about how our ancestors lived their life. We will talk about Omenala. Omenala, what we are known for. And the reason why Christianity and Omenala does not cross paths when it comes to arguments of how Christianity has been affecting us and how our ancestors have been living and enjoying their life before Christianity came. So guys, follow me on this as we'll be finding out this and more as it is hot. So, I know that a lot of people know you, the world know you. When you mention internet and your name is mentioned, they know you. Wherever your name is mentioned, they know you. But I will appreciate and request if you can introduce yourself to my camera.
Okay, you're welcome.
Thank you very much, sir.
First of all, as a traditionalist I am, I have to present Kola to you as my guest. You're highly welcome.
Thank you, sir.
And keep doing what you are doing. Anything concerning our tradition and culture, I am out to prove myself, to make sure that whom we are stands before the world. My name is Mr. Ezeaku. I am from Ozowa local government area in Enugu State, from Urobo community. So I base here in Onitsha, Anambra State. I am a trader. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you. So if I may ask, can you tell us the story of Mathias Ezeaku? How did it start?
You mean, is it how the
journey started?
Journey of Omenala?
Yes, right? The journey of Omenala Eziokeu.
Okay, you're highly welcome.
Thank you, sir.
You know, our people say that seeing is believing. After 21st day of 2018, I founded an NGO. January 1st, 2018. I founded an NGO called Igbos Love Themselves Charity Foundation. Through that NGO, I've treated a lot of thousands of countless sick people. And I must say that 99.9% of them are Christians. So through the movement, I began to notice that there is nothing like sickness being sent by anybody. That the reason why our people are dying because of lack of proper medication. And the deception in Christianity, that we see a woman battling with breast cancer, a Rev.Father will be sending a lowly voice, a Michael oil, to the woman for healing. And when you grab the person to oncologist, if after proper diagnosis is being made, proper treatment will be given to the person will be okay. Now, sometimes when I come to my office, we have like our registers, where we register different cases: kidney failure, liver cirrhosis, cancer, bone marrow issues, a lot of tumors, you know. So when we open the case of cancer, you might start to call them on phone. Maybe we are done with the one we are handling at that time. Then we'll say, let us call another person. Now, we might call like 20 people before we could get someone that is still alive. My heart was bleeding and nobody to help. Nobody to speak up. And when I tried to tell our people on social media then, as a Christian then, that we should start bringing those of our people who are sick before the congregation in the church, so that people will donate money on their behalf, then they will be taken to proper medication. Once I made such posts, they will rush me, start quoting Bible for me. The Bible said that Lord healed thee. Deuteronomy chapter 10 verse 8. Matthew kai, just like in the like smokers, oncolos, maulunde, offering, you know. So I endured it from 2018, 19. Then 2020, when I traveled abroad, I came back 2021. I said, no, I'm not going to hide anything anymore. Anything that will happen, let it happen. Because I must tell you that recorded right now, that I have treated over 6,500 people through that NGO.
6,500 people.
Recorded across eastern part of Nigeria. Because we have office in the whole eastern part of Nigeria, the whole state.
Different tribes.
Yes. Now, and I have never taken anybody to the hospital, and after proper evaluation, we could not find out what is that person's problem. And when the case is detected, it will never be a new case to study in medicine. It's already an existing sickness that happened to the Chinese, UK citizens, Americans. But here, a criminal reverend father and pastors will capitalize that. Stand before our people to preach to them that there is someone in the village that sends poison, sicknesses to them, that they should pray so that those sicknesses will vanish. But the people who gave us the Christianity is compulsory in Rome today that if you are working, every 6 months you must present your medical checkup to the company where you are working. Without it, then you lose your job. But here our people don't have the avenue. They don't have it. Now what happened? When I came back 2021, I started lamenting. Now, I begin to make it known to our people that Jesus does not cure any disease anywhere in the world. That sickness is only made for science. Sickness can only be treated through science, common sense. Now, when I started telling our people this truth, gradually, even those I'm trying to save, they all stand up against me, stoning me. But I know what I'm fighting for. Now, I placed a bet of 10 million naira then with 50 plot of land that if any Nigeria pastor, anybody who can provide any crippled person born by a woman in our society, which the family compound very well that Nigeria pastor prayed for, and the person regained his sight or started working again, that I will give the person 10 million or 50 plot of land everywhere. Everywhere became deserted. So I begin to tell our people, because when I noticed that Christianity is all about fraud, then I started making research. How can our ancestors give us a God that does not answer prayer? How can these people lie to? I begin to know that the Christian, that we have already known God, before the Christianity came. That was thinking that Christianity is just normal thing that has been in existence in our land. I don't even know that it was brought by our slave master, by those who enslaved us for 400 years. I began to make research. Now I noticed that before Christianity came, that our ancestors have already known Chukwu Okike Abiyama, which nobody is the founder in our land. And when I started making research, I began to know that in the whole world, every tribe, when God created a tribe, he makes his name through their speech. Understand? Now, I began to make more further research. When I noticed even before the Christianity came here, and the first time they came here, that the first ship in which they used to come and use our ancestors, convey our ancestors to their land is called Jesus. I began to marvel. I say, wow, is that so? Now, I keep on making research, and when I'm making the research, our ancestors keep on directing me. They keep on being with me. They keep on speaking to me. They keep on giving me more wisdom, So I keep on challenging them through the research I'm making. Now, when I confirm authentically that our ancestors already know whom the creator of the universe is before the white man came, and I stood on my ground to condemn Christianity. Completely, 100%. Now, because before the white man came here, we already know Chukwu. We bear the name Chukwu, the Chukwuebuka. There are communities called Arochukwu, Muchukwagule, Eziokeu. Now, the first time a white man is visiting my country, he came with a gun, chain, and bullet, with the name of a sheep called Jesus, convey my ancestors for 4 centuries to their land, rape our women, use our newborn babies to feed crocodiles for 400 years. And after selling my forefathers to slaves, the first person that assigned slavery to Africa was Pope, Catholic Church, Pope. Catholic Church. Yes, and they have apologized. Google it. The first person to sign slavery to Africa was Pope. Now, when I noticed all this, that those things are fraud, I began to cry to my people, raising alarm, and my people should stand up. That religion is made to fool people, manipulate people, and collect what they have. And that is what is happening in our land. So, as I was saying, When I noticed that the first time the white man came here, that they came here for business, slaved our forefathers, then came back 168 years ago with a book, manual book. Now brainwashing me to believe that Chukwu Okike Abịama that created me as Onye Nsukka wrote a book and told the white man to sell the book to me and they will make profit and go back to their land. Who is fooling who? And if I don't have money, I will not have that word of Chukwu Okike Abịama. Now, if I don't know how to speak British mother tongue, I cannot read the word of Chukwu Okike Abịama. That is a brainwash. Now, for you to understand that Christianity is all about making us look inferior, understand what I mean. That is why they have programmed us. Let me tell you, what the European did is just the normal thing. They are just business people. Because without it, a lot of Africans will have been retaliating. Understand? By questioning them, why did you murder us? Because the evidence is there in France. The black Africans there in France who claim to be French citizens, there are people who could not locate where they came from Africa. The black Americans are there. They could not trace their home. They were kidnapped, bundled from their motherland to America, to Europe. And none of African indigenous questioned the Europeans. Why did you kidnap our forefathers? Why? Because the reason why they could not question them anymore is because they have made themselves God to us. By brainwashing us that Chukwu Okike Abịama gave birth to a son in their village. And they have it in mind that if it is Islam that came here before the Europeans, by now today, me and you will become Muslim. True or false? Are you getting me? Now, the reason why Africans are no longer interested in questioning the white people, why did you kidnap our people? Because the slavery is still there. The black Africans are still there in America that could not trace their home. Now, what happened? The reason why we cannot question them is because they have made themselves God to us. They have manipulated us to believe that our Creator will have given birth to a son in their land. And they put fear in us that if we fail to follow that son, that we are going to go to hell. That is a threat. It's a threat. And it's a common sense. That's what I'm telling you. The Europeans just did what they're supposed to do in order to cover the atrocities. That is the one thing here. I see him again. Understand? Because without it now, by now, Africa will have retaliating. Now, they told us that the creator, Chukwu Okike Abịama, which they call God in their English language, they have given birth to a son called Jesus Christ in their land, and they have mother Jesus, that Jesus died for our sin, blah, 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 that if you want to see Chukwu Okike Abịama in heaven, you must follow Jesus. Failing to follow Jesus, then you will be sent to hell. Look at the names, all the characters in the Bible. White people.
No black person.
No black man. The names of the angels living in heaven, Angel Michael, Gabriel, all right. There is no Angel Chidema, Angel Choma, no Angel Ifeoma, Angel Fine. That is what they call inferiority complex. Do you get me? Now, if me and you see a black person like me now coming down from the sky, you will run away, say it is Satan.
Devil.
Because they have already made us to believe that God is white. Understand? So, when I notice that Christianity is a business, when I notice that the most criminal people we have in Africa are Nigeria Rev.Fathers, Africa Rev.Fathers and pastors. Then I stood on my ground to fight them with truth and honest. And this is 2021, 2022, 2023, and I set my Bible ablaze. Then I told the world that there is no power here. It's just a manual book. That look at how Africans are being programmed with the Bible. Production of Bible in China that does not read Bible employ more than 10,000 people in one community. And our villages where there is no factory for us to get a job as graduates. Now we open Matthew 7:7 in order to ask and we shall receive. Knock, the door will be open. That is manipulation. That is brainwash. So when I start to read the Bible, when you even read the Bible, you know that now miracle. Common sense that's supposed to be reading Bible. Bible stands as for people that take scholars. Yes, not for reasonable people. And that is why white people don't value it. Understand? Now, just like what the Bible says in time of Israelite and in the land of Egypt. Bible said that God said that he's going to harden the heart of Pharaoh, not allow Israelite to go. True or false? Now, God now hardened the innocent heart of the innocent man. God now went and hardened his heart, which is Pharaoh. And now Pharaoh now obeyed the commandment of God by not allowing the Israelite to do what to go. Do you know what God did? He stood and used sword to murder all the whole firstborn of the Egypt. That is wickedness. You hardened the heart of Pharaoh. Pharaoh obeyed you. Now you move ahead and kill all the whole firstborn of Egypt. The same Bible let us to know that God flooded the world because of a lot of fornication. Now the only people that survived on this earth was the family of Noah, right? Now, how did Noah start producing us again? The same God permitted siblings to start having the same fornication in order to produce me and you now, because we are Noah generation. You see how Africans have been brainwashed? So is it not time all of us should wake up and know that Bible is made to destroy human thinking faculties? Now, just like as they told you that Moses instructed the sea and the sea divided into two. How? Science said that the sea is almost 500,000 deep down. And after dividing the sea, did they move down deep the sea and look for a ladder to climb up? Or God made a bridge for them to cross? So why can't we Africans stand on our tradition and culture? Our ancestors have never taught us anything magic in tradition and culture. The shrine that is being kept in our community is being kept there as law, as police station, as a law court where people get justice. No matter how rich you are, no matter how big you are, if a poor person reports you to the shrine, you will come and obey. Answer the call for justice to prevail. Understand? Our ancestors have never manipulated us that the creator of the universe giveth wealth. What they told us, Naka Jaja. Onye luo megini, orie, obalaka na azu an ojiji a na-eme gini. By Bible came and introduced miracle into Africa. Do you know the reason why they gave Africa Bible? Because they don't want Africa to be productive anymore. Remember before they came, our ancestors, they were productive. They produce everything producible. What makes you rich? If you can use your resources to solve your problem, that is what makes you rich in every country in the world. Before the white man came, our ancestors, they had been eating food, right? They created the soup we are eating today, we saw bonon sala. They use palm fruit, they refine it, got red oil, mix it with obon, it becomes soup, common sense. They produce musical instrument, right? Locally, musical instrument, Now, they build their house, look for one of the resources that the Creator has given to them, cover the house, and it will not leak water. That is common sense. But I can assure you today that all the whole zinc that is being used to roof the whole houses in the whole Black Africa is coming from one village in China. Non-African children is productive anymore because they are praying. How can you be productive while you have a God that walketh upon the sea? Call me in time of trouble and I will answer you. So Africans are calling their unseen spirit called Bible God in time of their trouble, and that is why they are suffering everywhere and over the world. Go to UK, go to America. Anywhere you see a black man, he's under suffering. Anywhere a black man finds himself on this planet Earth. That is why our young boy of 20, 25 years are getting married to a 70 years old woman in Europe. In Europe, because of when they are frustrated. So why can't Africans go back to their tradition and culture? Or are you guys not seeing that everything being told to us through the Bible are lies? Here in Nigeria, we stay in a country whereby criminal Rev.Fathers and pastors promote evil, promote frustration, by manipulating us to believe that God is coming to give us visa to travel to abroad.
Without working for it.
Without working for it. Even working for it. Why must it be the duty of God to give me a visa to go to another man's country and stay for 10 years? And the same God cannot give a UK citizen the same visa to come and live in my own village.
They only come for vacation and they don't even come to the village. They come to the exposed city.
So it is the duty of Jesus to give me a visa to travel to London, but the same Jesus cannot give a London citizen visa to live in my own village. That is why I begin to tell my people, I have traveled abroad and see, traveling is not a miracle, it's out of frustration. Leaving your motherland to go and stay in another man's village for 5 years is not a miracle, never a miracle. Some of our brothers and sisters in the Western world today cannot bring their children home, I'm telling you. I was discussing with one of my friends based in Europe. He said that he has 4 children. Now, flight tickets, both his wife and the children, is almost 15 to 20 million naira. That there's no way he can afford it. That he cannot come with the kids. How many UK citizen children are living in our villages? None. So why must Nigerian pastors and bishops be promoting leaving our country, traveling to the Western world as a miracle, because Christianity is built on the foundation of wickedness and punishment to Africa and the slavery. Understand? So all the whole Reverend Fathers and pastors you are seeing here, they are just working for Europeans, the agent of Europeans. Are you aware that bishops receive salary from Rome every month? After gathering money from our people here, he sent it to Rome. Now, from that money they sent to Rome, Rome will not pay him. See. That is not the same slavery. The same thing that happened during the physical slavery. Now, what they are using is mental slavery. Understand? Now, we are living in the reason why I'm championing this traditional movement, because I have looked into everything our ancestors, the way they set up their own arms of government, and see that they always stand for justice. For justice. But Christianity does not support anything justice. All they want is fraud. Brainwash you, take what you have, and tell you that the world is about to end. The same people who told you that the world is about to end are training more. They have more than 20,000 Reverend Fathers now in seminary school that will be ordained tomorrow for Catholic Church to continue. The same people that brainwash you that the world is about to end are building universities right now. The same people that told you the world is about to end, they are busy establishing a lot of industries for their own personal gain. That is why I told you that anybody that is from Africa or from Nigeria, Igbo, still going to church, you are a moron. Of course, you a big moron, moronic moron. You enter where you listen to lies, where you celebrate premature death and evil that is occurring in our land. All the whole bad news, sad things that happen in Igbo land has solution to the problem. The solution must be done through practical work. Understand? With the help of what? Government, not Jesus. You can't cheat nature. You can never cheat nature. Just like the premature death we are dying today everywhere on the road. Because of what? Lack of good road. Lack of banning big truck from operating in daytime. China, the number of trailers in China is more in number than all the trailers in Africa. But you cannot see one single trailer in the afternoon in China. You can never. And they have what they call metro transportation system. Metro conveys more than 17 million people every day. Is a solution to reduce traffic on the road and motor accident and for easy movement. Somebody can be living in Onitsha, be working in Port Harcourt. With 15 naira, you find yourself in Port Harcourt 30 minutes or 40 minutes. Then after your work, you come back to your base. Now, trailers are killing us here. We are dying here prematurely because of bad road. Now, Reverend Fathers and pastors, they keep on manipulating us to believe that there is someone in the village who sends motor accident to us. And you listen to my voice now. You don't know how to send any motor accident to anybody. Then, do you know how to send motor accident to someone? No. You don't know? These people are programmed us to believe that our uncles in the village who are suffering because of nobody to help them, that these people are witches and wizards, that these people are the one killing us in motor accident. That I must tell you, there is nobody that has any power on this planet Earth to send any motor accident to anybody, apart from bad governance that allows our road to, to be in a bad condition. Now, there is what they call peaceful protest. It's constitutional, right? Christian leaders in Nigeria have what it takes. If really the Christianity stand for the benefits of a black man, they have what it takes to unite us together, confront the government peacefully. Look at our graduates. They're jobless. We need industry where these clothes can be produced. It will employ more than 10,000 graduates in Enugu if we have this in Enugu State. If we have where this hanky can be produced in Anambra State, it will employ more than 20,000 graduates. If we have where the television we are using today in our houses can be produced, the phone gadgets we are using, the phone we are using, if we have where those things can be produced in Imo State, it will employ more than 40,000 youths. Now, we don't have all those industries. And when you look into the world, you see that what eradicates poverty everywhere in the world is one system. You must have a good governance. You must have a good governance that provides you what it takes to have goods and services in your country. Now, Dubai, a Muslim country, right? European created Christianity. Do they worship the same God? No. But these people, the same pattern that remove poverty in their land, in Dubai, is still the same pattern that eradicate poverty in UK, which is production of items made to please man and animal. Good system of governance. If you got married today in Dubai, government will give you money that is equivalent to 35 million naira in Nigeria. If you change it to Nigeria currency. But newly coupled here in Nigeria, criminal Reverend Fathers and pastors are telling them to come to night vigil for them to be blessed. I receive. What are you receiving? You receive not, you receive stupidity. After saying you receive, you give your pastor the practical money. All you need in this earth to live good life is money.